I have a chart behind me, and this is really, lessons you can take from those brands, small brands that are really taking it to the next level, really growing fast. Those gazelles in the marketplace are v-commerce, right? So digitally native vertical brands, right? They're kicking it out of the park, and you can study what they're doing, but they're doing something very, very different than any other consumer brand or service brand is doing. And they're doing it so much better that traditional consumer brands, lifestyle brands, need to take a look at how they're doing what they're doing. And I'm going to show you what to look for. But they're doing it well, and it's because they're connecting with their audiences in a totally different level. They're in a different playing field than you are, potentially. So the lessons in v-commerce is not e-commerce. It's not a tack on, right? Andy Dunn, the founder of Bonobos, has a great article out on Medium and talks about the difference between, how e-commerce sees tacking on the IT or tacking on the asset or the property as an asset. It's not that it's an IT thing. It's not at all. They're retailers. They're e-tailers. And he's absolutely right. And let me show you the combination. So I have this chart back here. I hope you can see it. And really, your brand EQ, in our model, we talk about the brand EQ. And that is the emotional quotient of emotional connection of the brand. So we do a brand scorecard with our clients, and then we tackle fixing, elevating, and flipping the levers. So the EQ score is a combination, that's the fire, right? That's the InspireFire, between the interconnection of your product itself, right? The product, the service that you deliver. What's the quality of that? What's the experience of that? That's got to, be decent, and it has to be excellent, right? And then the digital platform, and I don't mean just the website, I mean all digital. And then customer service, right? So there's brands that do this incredibly well. So, but it's the intersection of all of this that creates the brand value and the perception in the hearts and minds of your customers. Service and product, and digital and service. And I just want to blow out digital. I mean, it's obvious to me, but I live here. So obviously it's any site properties, branded, unbranded microsites, anything you've got going on, blog sites. Social. When people talk about digital and they talk about e-commerce, they're not talking enough about the intrinsic relationship to social. They talk about, content marketing, driving traffic through social. No, this is like the platform, the foundation of integration here. Content, and I don't just mean social content or shared content. I mean white papers, content that you're delivering at a executive roundtable, content that you're delivering from the stage, breakout, any and all content is part of your digital experience, because you're going to repurpose and leverage those assets to through digital channels to amplify your brand. Interaction, engagement, what that looks like. That needs to be looked like. Let me see if I can get that in the frame there. What that looks like, and that needs to be designed. The digital interaction, the engagement, and not just technically designed. MarTech is fantastic to deliver the cold lead to your doorstep. That's awesome. But what are you going to do when they arrive? That's sort of the yin and yang of creative and really excellent marketing and brand messaging. And I mean strategic messaging that persuades, moves, and inspires, right? And then the automation component. And a lot of brands just forget about their email sequencing. Email's not going away. Email is like the big old senior one to the party here, right? And it's a whole channel, and this is omni-channel. This is multi-channel, and choosing to participate in some but not all is really not an option anymore. In this intersection here of these three lenses, and in the kaleidoscope of brand EQ, this is where you deliver the emotional connection. This is where they get to feel da 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 da. And it's all of it, right? So Chewy.com does a great job with this. Warby Parker does a great job with this. Looking at a lot of v-commerce brands and how what's working, what's not working, and what needs to get adapted and adopted by all brands, personal brands, business brands, consultants, service professionals, experts, all of it, all of us. So this is where you deliver the communication, the empathy, the delight. You've heard those things. But this is where they feel the emotional feel that you want them to feel, right? So they need to feel valued, or they need to feel, depending on the emotional motivator, that's significantly primary to your target audience. They might need to feel independent. They might want to feel, special, seen. They want to feel like they belong, or they want to feel that they are cared for. So all of this dials down into when they're going to actually love your brand, right? This should say equals love. The results of whatever, if you trigger the emotional motivator that they need, you satisfy it, like quench it. I call it quenching the thirst of their subconscious motivator. They may or may not be aware of it. In fact, generally they're not. And this is the neuroscience and the neuro pathways that play into this. But it equals love to them. And so when they have this experience with you, and it might even be returning the products and what that was like. And so you want to design that experience. But then they'll say, oh I love Amazon, or I love Chewy, or I love your brand. I love working with them. So it's not that they love you, but because their emotional motivator was satisfied, it drives them into openly saying, I love Enterprise Rent-A-Car. I love Southwest, right? So it's not just Twitter. It's not customer service on Twitter. It's all of it. So you have to deliver against all of that. So I know with our clients, we talk about it's a big elephant to tackle. So you're going to outline the anatomy and take it on, and as much as you can at each objective and project should be something that you can handle, but get to done, and then move forward in the next one.